Fact family, addition and subtraction, level 1. So what is a fact family? A fact family are a series of true equations involving the same numbers. So let's take a look at the first example, which is going to be 2 plus 7 equals 9. So now looking at a number line, I can tell that this is going to be a true equation because if I start at 2, and if I add 7 more, move 7 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I see that I land at 9. So this first equation is true. Is there another equation I can write involving these same three numbers that's also going to be true? Another equation I could write could be 7 plus 2 equals 9. And by checking on my number line, if I start at 7, and if I add 2 more, I see that I land at 9. So I know that this second equation is also true. Now, are there any other equations we can write involving these three numbers? I could write a subtraction problem where we have 9 minus 2 equals 7, and checking on my number line, starting with 9, and if I take away 2, if I move left 2, I see that I'll land at 7. So we know that this third equation is true. Is there any other equation I can write involving these numbers? Well, the last equation I can write would be 9 minus 7 equals 2. And I can check this is true because if I start at 9 and I move left 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 7, I see that I'll land at 2. So I can tell that these four equations are true. These four are all part of the same fact family. We involve the same numbers, and each of these are true. We have 2 addition problems and 2 subtraction problems. Let's go and take a look at another equation and see if we can figure out what all the fact families are going to be. So this equation is going to be 5 plus 3 equals 8. So let's go and check on number line and see if this first equation is going to be true. So here we have 5, starting at 5. Plus 3 means moving right 3. 1, 2, 3. And I see that I land at 8. Alright, so what's another addition problem involving these same three numbers? Another addition problem could be 3 plus 5 equals 8. And checking if this is true, starting at 3, moving 5 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see that I do land at 8. So that second equation is also true. Alright, now let's take a look at our 2 subtraction problems. What's the subtraction problem I can write involving these same numbers? So one subtraction problem I could write would be 8 minus 3 equals 5. And checking if it's true, starting at 8. Subtracting 3 means I'm moving left 3. 1, 2, 3. And I see that I'll land at 5. So that second equation is true. All right, and what's our final subtraction problem we can write? 8 minus 5 equals 3. Starting at 8, moving left 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see that I'll land at 3. So hopefully you notice that there's sort of a pattern between these 2 addition problems and these 2 subtraction problems. The way I like to think of it is, if we're trying to come up with 2 addition problems, if I add up the 2 parts, they're always going to equal the whole amount. And to come up with my subtraction problem, if I take the whole amount and subtract one of the parts, I'm going to get the other part. So those are how you're going to find your fact families. 2 parts add up to a whole, and the whole minus the part equals the other part.